What's going on, everybody? It's favorite dating coach Elliot Scott, and in this video, I am going to try to simplify dating. It is not going to work, but I at least want to give you a nuts and bolts fundamental way of how I believe people should go about dating or how it naturally unfolds. There's a lot of stuff out there from a lot of dating coaches about the psychology of doing this, getting regret, getting a guy to desire you, all these crazy things. When really, ladies, it's simple. Guys just chase women that they like, and it kind of unfolds as new things and new feelings arise, okay? So if you want more on this, I have 9 free guides. 9 free guides. Link down below. It goes into a lot more detail on all types of things I talk about in this video and more. But jumping into it again, I'm going to try to keep it simple. This is something you probably want to have just in the background to listen to. You don't even have to watch the video or the things on the screen. If you're driving, working, whatever, this is a good video for you. So, common sense tells us, or you would think, I have a lot of clients who disagree with this part, but men chase what they desire, okay? Now, you might think, okay, well, what does he desire, though? There's 3 levels to this. So there's the first level, which I call the evolutionary desires. These are the strongest ones because they're more rooted and instinctual. They're part of our DNA. They're part of our nature, our drive. And that is things like our health, our symmetry, our attractiveness, the amount of resources someone takes versus gives. Things like that, okay? So to keep it very simple, just think attractiveness, okay? Just think, am I attracted to this person? Does this person have a healthy look to them? That's part of attractiveness. The second thing, on top of that, right? So, guys just don't like attractive women who are healthy. It's like, well, why does he pick this specific healthy woman or attractive woman over this specific healthy or attractive woman? Well, the next thing is what I call your personal desires. These are things like your personality, your sense of humor, your specific look. Maybe he likes a certain race. Maybe he likes tall versus short girls. Maybe he likes a girl that's thicker. Maybe he likes a girl with blonde hair instead of brown hair, brown eyes instead of blue eyes. All that, girl with an accent. It could be a million things. Maybe a girl who has certain morals or values, that type of stuff, okay? Then to niche that down even more, and again, I go into a lot of this, I go into a lot more detail on this in the guides, but I call it your tribe, meaning someone who has the same goals, interests, life purpose as me. Basically, like the depth. So let me back up and think of it a different way. So think of it like traveling, okay? You and I both like traveling. That's not necessarily a tribe. That's a common interest. That's the surface level of what I call the tribe, but it's not deep enough, right, for me to be like, oh, fuck yeah, just because this girl likes traveling and she's cute, I'm all about her. But if we both have a strong passion for travel because of whatever reason, I want to explore the world, I want to learn different cultures and languages, for whatever reason, maybe there's a deeper reason for it, right? And you have that same passion or reason, and we can connect on that. If you're an attractive woman, you have the personality or personal desires that I'm looking for, and you are part of my tribe in that sense where there's a reason why we love to travel, and we can connect on that. Trust me, you're an outlier now to all the other girls I'm talking to. That's how it works, okay? That's how it works. And to dive a little more deeper on that, again, I kind of like to keep it real simple here. Well, this is simple in concept, harder to do type of thing. But there's 5 things I say guys look for in a woman, his perfect woman, okay? And I always say she has to be attractive. She has to be one of the best options. That's one a lot of women do not like because they're thinking, well, fuck, there's always better out there. You don't have to be the best option. You have to be a high quality option. And I mean best option in terms of, yes, you're right. Statistically, there always is someone better than, him or you or whatever. But If you guys are hanging out, having fun, hooking up, talking for months and months and months, and you have this deep connection, trust me, he doesn't have this deep connection with Susie or Sally. You're sticking out. You're becoming the best option in that sense, right? Happens all the time. Another thing is you have high assets, low liabilities. Assets, again, keep it simple, are things a guy desires or things a guy likes. Liabilities are the things a guy doesn't. So, for example, to keep it very superficial here, high assets would be an attractive woman. A liability would be an unattractive woman. Low maintenance or a chill chick would be a high asset. High drama, high maintenance would be a liability, okay? Then, of course, he feels like his life is you make him want to better his life, right? Like you're in his life and he's thinking, oh man, this woman's awesome. I like it. She pushes me. She makes me want to be better. And then, of course, the last one is my life is better with you in it than without. And once he can realize that, not saying you have to leave to show him that, but when he realizes, man, ever since she got in my life, I've just been happy. I just have a smile on my face. I'm loving this. If you have all those things, ladies, you're probably the one for him, okay? So, with all that being said, I know that was long-winded. Here's the part people disagree with me on, right? Men invest their resources, time, energy, effort, money, into these women, right? Long term. Men only invest in women that keep them intrigued. Now, the reason this is so controversial is I have so many clients who think men should just automatically chase them, that they're the prize, that they're God's gift to men, and that because women have it harder, men just need to shut the F up and chase. That's not how it lays. You have to look at it from both sides. I have a lot of clients who actually believe this, and that's why they're my client to say it like that. I love every one of you, but there's a reason why you're single. You can't have that mindset. That is a very one-sided mindset. Instead, you have to look at, I hate to say it like this because it's very objectifying, it's supply and demand. Men have the resources, okay, whether that's time, energy, effort, money, whatever you want to call it. He has the resources. You want them. He's only going to put them in women that have something that he wants. It's a waste of resources to invest them in women I do not want anything from, okay? It's just a waste. So a woman has to be very good at being intriguing, being very, not elusive, but coy, like very flirty, the banter, the cuteness, the back and forth, the quick wit. Again, she's attractive. I don't really know where I stand with her, but it's not because she's playing games. She's just very aloof. It's just a very cute, sexy thing. Men like that. And I tell my clients that the initiation should be 70-30, okay? 70% of the time, he should be making dates. He should be planning them. He should be reaching out. The other 30, it should be you. Don't even look at this as a man/woman, man versus woman thing. It's just humans. We like to feel appreciated. We like to feel wanted. Men should court you, so they should be doing a majority of it. But men want a woman to reach out. We like we like feeling wanted. We like feeling like men. Oh, she desires me. Women don't. Some women, I have a lot of clients who would not reach out they'll be talking to a guy for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, weeks. And they're like, oh, he reaches out 100% of the time, Elliot. He's always asking to see me. And I'm like, well, then what's the problem? Well, I don't know. He's kind of fallen off. Well, because he's not going to chase forever. That's not how it works, right? That's not how it works. There has to be like the 70-30, even 60-40 sometimes, depending how far along you get into it, okay? So just kind of like I said there, I'm a big believer, as despite what a lot of people think, that women should be courted. I think that is the best way for women to filter men. The way I look at courtship is you can tell how serious a guy is over the long period of time. I made videos about this recent, actually. I think it's called like How to Filter Men or How to Read Men Like a Book. But the longer a man courts you in terms of the 2 months, like I give it a 2 month period. But if he's consistent and he's proving himself and he's investing those resources over time, that is a great sign. Any man for the first month, I tell my clients, can always be, whether he wants a relationship, whether he's unsure of what he wants, or he just wants to get in your pants, all of them are going to invest in you in the first month. Okay, they all are. They know what they have to do, but it becomes a waste of resources over time if I'm consistently investing in you and I'm not wanting a relationship. It's like, well, why am I? And especially if he's getting late, it's like, well, why am I still investing heavily in her, right? Well, okay, that guy doesn't want a relationship. We kind of filter him out, but that's one of the ways we filter people. I always say time is the first thing. The second thing is I call it your doing your detective work. So while you're talking to this guy, is he investing his resources over time? Of course. Again, look at it over time. And then the next thing is, are you asking the correct questions? Do you want a relationship, or what are you looking for? How long have you been single? You know, if he's newly single, that's a problem. If he's been single for years and years, that's a problem. You're not going to come in here and change that pattern. That's just the truth. Was he cheated on in his last relationship? Unfortunately, that's not his fault, but I see a lot of emotionally unavailable men on the dating scene when they get cheated on. It's just unfortunate. Has he ever had a serious long-term relationship? If he says he wants a relationship and he hasn't had a serious relationship, you're not going to be the one to change that. I promise you, because there's a lot of women out there who want serious relationships. He has talked to them and they still not worked out, and he's probably blaming them for the problem, right? It's whatever. And then, of course, the next thing is red flags. You have to look at red flags along the way. And again, I have videos on this stuff. So once all that's happening, let's say you're filtering the guy, you're talking to him for a while. And again, this is a very dumbed down, simple, fundamental video. This is just something just to remind you of how simple dating is, or it should be. I am a big believer that games, in terms of mind games, like with ill intent, not playful games, but mind games, they are only present when someone is unsure, someone's having second thoughts, or there is uncertainty in this whole dynamic that you guys have. And the reason I say this goes back to over here, right? Resources. Humans are very resourceful. If I am unsure about you, you're going to see a change in my investment. If I don't see your market value, I hate to say it like that, as high as you think it is, like we have a disagreement on that, which is called mate value discrepancy, you're going to, it's no different. I hate saying this analogy, but it's the best one because we all own phones. If you're trying to sell me a $2,000 phone and I think it's $1,200, you're not getting $2,000 out of me. That's just how it is, right? That's just how it is. Now, women are like, okay, well, then he can go then. Well, he will go. Okay, he can leave then if he doesn't see my value. He will leave. That's just how it is, ladies. But games are only played when men are uncertain. And the reason, again, we're resourceful. If a man sees you long term and he's healthy mentally, right? No emotional baggage, and he wants a relationship and he wants it with you, it would be a negative thing. It would hurt him to play games, because your job as a woman, you pretty much, women only commit to, this is common sense, you know this, I don't need to tell you this, you commit to certainty. A guy who is showing, who is proving, who is telling you, I want a relationship, someone who you feel safe and comfortable around, someone who's not playing you, right? So if you feel those things, at least as a high value woman, if she sees those negative traits or a guy playing games, because she's resourceful and risk adverse, that's just how we are, we're risk adverse, she's not going to take that chance. She's like, get the heck out of here. Smart men with good game know that. So they're either going to fake it, which is why I'm saying you got to filter him, do it over a long period of time, yada, 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 to filter that out. Or you're just not going to see games at all, right? You're not going to see games at all. And of course, hopefully this goes on for 8 weeks. At 8 weeks, ladies, you have to have the talk. Now, that's give or take. Some people are like, what about 10 weeks? Fine. 12 weeks? No, too long. I don't care what the guy says. That's too damn long. If you don't know who you're talking to, ladies, this is just my opinion. I know it's subjective, right? Even though I'm not wrong about it. Okay, whatever. Add me in the comments. But here's my belief. I've been doing this for 11 years. I talk to a lot of people. I date a lot of people, unfortunately. This is crazy out there. But You have to understand, 10 weeks or 12 weeks is a long time. You might not think so. That's a long time. If you need more than that, you're not asking the right questions. You guys aren't doing the right things. You guys don't have the chemistry that you think you have. I promise you. I promise you, as a guy at least, we know when the girl is the right girl very early on. And we're just kind of like, writing it out to make sure. It's just like when people sign a big deal on something, you're not just going to sign right there and start doing all the things. You're going to kind of let things fall in place and kind of whatever, how big fucking brand deals do. It's just that kind of stuff. You're going to let it ride out and stuff. Guys know early on, if he tells you I need 10, 11, 12 weeks, yada, 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 you guys aren't doing the right things. He's not thinking the right things. I know in those 8 weeks if that girl's the real deal or not. I'm thinking about it, right? I'm assessing it. I know what I want. I know what I'm looking for. I know the traits that make a quality woman or a quality relationship. I know these things. If he doesn't see that, it's because he's not looking for them, or he wants to buy time to get more advantages from you without the fact of actually committing to a relationship. Now, with all that being said, you thought I forgot about down here. Maybe you didn't see it. At the end of the day, what makes it so hard isn't men, ladies. It's your competition. He should have competition. You should have competition. Women are always like, man, dating is so hard. Guys play so many games, this, that, yada, yada, yada. Or I'm not blaming you, but your competition is just doing it better. At the end of the day, you won't like me saying this, men commit to someone. They commit to someone. I see people get in relationships all the time. I get my clients in relationships all the time and in good situations. If you're coming to me about a guy you haven't talked to in 3 months, you're wasting money, right? Unless you just want clarity. But, hey, competition's a real thing. Men have it out there. Women have it out there. Men commit to someone, okay? It just is what it is at the end of the day. Now, whether you think this is difficult or not, read over it again. This is pretty much how dating is, how it should be. Again, if you want more depth on it, this is just the bare bones. I have guides, 9 free guides, ladies, all for you, absolutely free, down below. I love you all. Take care and peace.